I'm Sofi. I'm currently at Kechara Forest Retreat, Bentong, Malaysia. And tonight, I'll be sharing on an issue that we as humans often avoid for the comfort of, or maybe sanity of our minds. But it is an issue that is affecting us daily and a very heavy burden to pay. Earthlings is an inspiration of Sean Monson. It's a documentary released in 2005 and subsequently won the following: the Best Documentary Feature in Artivist Film Festival, where Earthling debuted, and it also won the Best Content Award in the Boston International Film Festival and Best Documentary Film in the San Diego Film Festival. This documentary spent 6 years in the making due to the exceptionally difficulties, in obtaining real footage due to the high security measures, those companies have taken. And exposure of the truth could actually literally bankrupt the companies involved, and authorities as well will be questioned for allowing such inhuman acts to be perpetrated. And these footages are real, very real. And these are the truth that's been practiced daily in the world's largest industries, despite their claim of ethical practice. What is this documentary about? Well, here's a clue. It has been dubbed the vegan maker. So whoever that watches this video and truly allowed their minds and hearts to share will never be able to rest in their present moment of ignorance. Earthlings is a documentary of the Holocaust of animals that have been forced to exist to serve humans' cravings. From the moment of birth to the point of death, it's an existence of continual pain and torture, culminating into the extreme pain of, that's often a very slow death. Humans, actually have such capacity for love and compassion, and yet at the same time, humans are also the cruelest, who enjoys pain and sufferings of another, who justify their rights to enjoy such pain. To be honest, we have no rights at all, as animals are just the same as us, born with the wish to be loved, to be happy, to live long. See how a mother, cuddles or lovingly nudge her baby upon birth. It could be human, a cow, dog, bird, dolphins, or whale. Even the tiniest one, like ants and bees, they care for their young too. Animals are so in tune with the, harmony of nature, of Mother Nature, they only take what they need, unlike humans, a species amongst animals that exists, and it ravages the earth, for pleasure, for its own pleasure, a false sense of entitlement. We are now suffering from the effects of our greed. The rate of cancer is supposedly now, 1 in 4 person. So when will we wake up to that? It may just decrease. Well, with modernization, meat is all clean and sanitized and prepared, that we go to the chiller section, in the supermarket, just to buy it off the rack. Many says that, I did not kill, so they think that it's good, an excuse to eat meat. But actually it's not true, because by your eating, consuming the meat, you're actually creating the cause for the killing, and to meet your demand. So if you do not eat meat, there's no demand, there's no killing. So it's a association between this meat and the animal, that has been slaughtered, usually in such a inhumane condition. Actually, what is humane about killing? I think, just to feed another person, there's no such thing as humane killing. The body rots from the moment of death. So actually, what are we eating? Is that rotten flesh? or it's flesh with pumped full of chemicals to preserve it, to allow it to be fresh or to last longer, to look that much fresher, with the pink and all that thing. It's like many stock animals are kept in such condition that often they are already, have diseases, or they are sick, before they are slaughtered. From some of the pictures you can see, the animals have like tumor, and some of the fishes, nowadays they have like disease that's on their bodies, like showing it. So let me click to something that I could share with you now. There's a picture that has actually kind of shocked me as well. Right, you see here, see the pig itself, you see the big thing at the bottom, that's a huge tumor, and that's what we call cancer. So I mean, if you are eating that, it's already existing in that animal. So imagine, if you were to eat that into your, take it into your body. So is it a surprise that you'll be getting cancer as well? So that is just one of that. And let me show you some things, the conditions of the slaughterhouses. Here is the picture. You see the man with the cow that is hung upside down, and they usually stun it. But the thing is, most often, the cow is still very much alive and very aware before they cut the throat, and take out the trachea and all that. And they leave it to bleed. But sometimes, they are going through a lot of the demand and all that, so they are going through, they have to do things fast. And sometimes the cow is not even dead, before they dissect it and cut it up. It's like, can you imagine that kind of suffering? You're aware of the pain that you are going through, as you're dying. So that is only one of that. I'll show you another picture. Right, you see here, as I said, there's no humane way of killing animals. See, they are being clubbed to death, and the pigs are supposedly to be very intelligent. So you see here, the others have been killed, and this one is still standing there, watching, his own kind being killed, and he knows that his own fate is coming too. So and here's another one. You see, when they do not have the budget for maybe electrocution, or there's a gun that puts the bullet into the brain to kill the nerve, the brain activity. So you see that the butcher is actually, the farm hand is actually the slaughterhouse hand. He's holding the knife that they will stab into the spine of the cow, so that it immobilize it before they process the body, cutting the throat and all that. So it's, as I said, there's no humane way of killing an animal just to feed us. And this documentary, Earthlings, they have captured a lot of the actual conditions of these slaughterhouses. And I would really say that at least once in your lifetime, you should really watch this kind of documentary, and to understand the pain of others. And it's not necessary. So in today's world of consumerism, food is so easily available, and it's such a myth that we need nutrients from meat of animals. There are always substitutes, like nuts, fruits, berries, and vegetables. There's all sorts of things, even vitamin, that we can take, that we really do not need meat to fill our diet. Meat is now really a choice more than a need. And so I hope that you make the right choice. And then I would actually hope that you take on this challenge to watch this Price documentary to the end. And my guru, His Eminence, the 25th Sam Tuku Rinpoche, had always advocated vegetarianism, and had shared this documentary with us, on and off, quite very often. Actually, I myself, from this documentary, converted to meatless vegetarian, diet. And ever since, I've never found it lacking that in food choices, even though living in a country where meat plays very heavily in the dishes that, is available. So, and in Buddhism, what Rinpoche stands about not eating meat, it does make a whole lot of sense. After all, how could we recite prayers of compassion and yet at the same time eat the flesh of another sentient being with the same mouth? It's just not logical. So I would say, well, actually, in this short time, I would not be able to do justice, to the extent of what Earthling portrays, and I really do hope that you'll watch it in full. I will be enclosing the link of that movie in my Facebook page later on, and it's really kindness to be aware of another's suffering, so that at the very least we do not contribute to their sufferings. And so I would say I will end it here, to that, be kind and be at peace in your body, mind and soul. Go meatless and stop creating the cause for murders, which it actually is. So as such, I will end it here. Thank you very much for sharing this time with me. And if you do have any questions, okay, from Joy. Why do you think we humans are the only species that actually harm and hurt and exploit another that is weaker? What do you think it is that makes us this way? I think there's a lot of factors, but I think one that stood out for me was that we have a very strong sense of entitlement. We think that, because we are strong, that others belong to us. In the history of man, it's like, even, like for war, they feel that they are entitled to it, that they have the entitlement to take what belongs to others just because they are stronger. So that will be one of that. And also, well, all this would stem from the ego, the I, the satisfaction of the self-satisfaction, that the need to, and also, I don't know, I think because nowadays, everything is moving at such a fast pace that oftentimes people get bored very easily, so they would look for things to interest themselves, and as such, I think a lot of them find things that is not normal, such as hunting. That is one of the thing that is I see also is on the increase, where the rich, you know, they will participate in hunting sessions where they just enjoy that kill. They think that it's such, I don't know, courage, I guess, that they kill another animal, you know, that's different from them. But I think it's really nothing to do with courage. It's quite cowardly because you have that gun in your hand, and it's an environment where it's preset that encourage you to be successful in your hunt. Otherwise, you know, they won't get the customers. So I do not know if I've answered this question fully, but that is how, you know, I feel. And for Joy, those people who slaughter the animals and hurt and abuse them daily, they do not feel anything anymore. Why are they that way? I think initially they'll be in shock, and they may feel the emotional disturbance, but it is a job and that they need to do. And over time they would condition themselves, and their mind, you know, would condition themselves that they do not feel anything. And actually from this movie, this documentary, you actually see some of them really enjoy themselves, you know, with the killing. They would like stomp on the animals and, you know, like torture the animals so unnecessarily. I don't know, it's like the cruelty, you know, that they seem to enjoy it. They just insensitize themselves, you know, to the pain of the animals, this dissociation, you know. I don't think I've answered that properly, but I will do so, you know, later when I'll write it in the comment section. I don't know, the movie just like is so emotional, you know, you just really feel the pain of the animal. Sorry, just want to cry already. Okay, from Yi Yin Teo. How can we convince our friends or family to take on the vegetarian diet? Well, first of all, from the health perspective, as you can see, the animals already, most of them, because of the limited space, they are living in a very filthy condition, and they are also packed together, and oftentimes they already, you know, have diseases, they are sick. And so for health reason, why would you want to take on, you know, rotting flesh, which it is, because upon death, you know, the flesh will start rotting. So if it still looks good, it means that there must be some preservative there, you know, which is also chemically not good for the body. And for health wise, definitely you can always present that. And in terms of Buddhism, that is also a form of killing. You're causing the death of another just to feed yourself. And so, you know, and from our, well, ask them to watch the movie. That is a very, very good motivation for them to give up as well. I think so sorry, I'll take the question, I'll answer the questions in the comment section, because so sorry, I just can't getting emotional now. So thank you for sharing this session with me. And please do watch the movie and watch it with an open heart and open mind. It doesn't really matter, you know, if you feel emotional or not, but as long as it connects with you and you realize that, you know, look in their eyes, you see. Okay, let's do a completion dedication. Chẳng dù sinh cho rừng bố shi mà kê pa nam kê shi kê pa nam pa mê pa yang con ni con du kê wa shu to ni con wa rừng bố shi mà kê pa nam kê shi kê pa nam pa mê pa yang con ni con du kê wa shu na so ji ni sa pa kê wa ti tan dan ro wa bu na kam pa dan je pa je su lo san tra pa yi tam pi ni ko rin tu sa se shu Kewa kuntu yanda la madang rame choki pana lo cheche. Sadamangi yo terazone doji changi mapang otusi. Kewa ti nyododa la masangi drewani drewa chika malupa de sala gopasho choki kya kosonga pa chosu nampa pewala. Geki sama siwadang tungki wang shang washo. Nadan songi desenda drewa songi lateni gewa lo sandrapai tampa yo reva yushi ni modele sendele ni mego nyandele shi ni sintatu dele pa kunjo songi jingilo kunjo songi ngotoso kunjo songi trasi sho jesu lama kusen rapting ching namka trini chocho ke pada lo sam tempe dromi sab songi droi musa tatuni yushi gawe rawe ko shingamde Pendandeo mali viewene children sit when tensing get so shape shi de padu then you shi home tompe ngotro malupa den de dala saudu so kodan den palok chonam ke paso shi shukten sel. Thank you for joining me. See you tomorrow.